This year at Enactus TCD, our team had many international students. In September, when we began brainstorming for project ideas, we focused our issues on which we were personally familiar with. We found that there was no shortage of challenges to overcome when relocating to a new country. As a result, the projects which emerged this year were directed at tackling the social issues that are faced by immigrants and international students arriving in Ireland and around the globe. The issue is of great importance due to the increasing of immigrants in Ireland, as well as the lack of existing services available to newcomers.
TU's has sought to improve the students' experience by reducing the financial strain that we have by living away from home, providing a safe and convenient platform for buying essentials.
So a challenge faced by many immigrants moving to a new country is the bureaucratic processes, especially when they're in a new language. So Script seeks to help immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers access government supports in their native language. I'm Diane.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Laura. And with these two projects, Enactus TCD aims to make Ireland more accessible for newcomers.
Did you know that the cost of living in Ireland is at a 22-year high? This is something that impacts everyone, but especially students. TU's aims to overcome two constraints faced by students right now. First, financial constraints by providing a buy and sell platform that helps reduce costs as well as make money for students. And second is the concern of climate change, so by reducing waste through a circular economy campus. TU's is a buy and sell platform that differentiates itself by being designed specifically for students. We will require the student email during the registration. We also have an education page for the circular economy, as well as a space where students will be able to measure their impacts. In addition to this, it's a safe and secure platform that will have a safe pickup location on campus.
So how does the website work? So students will be able to create their own personal profile with their student email. Once logged in, as you can see in the mock-up of our website, students that are interested in buying second-hand products will be able to do so going through the search feature, selecting one of the three core categories, clothing, household items, and kitchenware, or by scrolling through the most popular items available at that time at the website. For those students that are interested in selling, they will have to upload a picture, as well as fill in the required information that will help the buyer understand more the product and its condition, as well as setting up a price.
We do acknowledge that this model can lead to some leakages. So to prevent these, we require that the personal information remains private between the buyer and the seller previous to the transaction going through. In addition to this, we'll ensure that the money does not go through until the buyer maintains that they've received a quality product. The part of the platform that we are most excited for is the carbon footprint reduction page. So the idea of this is to showcase the students their impacts, the reduction of CO2, the more they buy and sell used goods. Long term, our goal is to work with universities to provide a ranking and reward system to help incentivize increased use of this platform and increase use and encouraging the circular economy campus.
We're starting at TCD as our pilot location, but our vision is to expand and create impact in students across Europe. Our revenue model will be commission-based to cover the platform and strike fees in Ireland. We've calculated a potential market audience, focusing on Irish students and students in Ireland, giving a higher percentage of interest to those international students. Following our customer validation survey, we've established that 15 euros will be the average spend on a product in our platform, for which a 3.5 commission will be added. We are also very confident students will be satisfied with our service, so they will use it and buy at least 3 items a year. Following and gathering all this information, we've estimated that in 5 years, our market size in Ireland will be 25,700 students, giving us a gross profit of 40,477 euros. This will be only in Ireland, but by then we expect to have presence abroad.
Although the platform was not yet up and running this semester, we were still able to make some impacts. So first, we had 31 impacts when we provided education towards students. We were able to measure this by receiving feedback through a quiz administered to these students we were educating. As well, we also held a swap shop on campus that resulted in 130 direct impacts. So at this swap shop, we provided a feedback form where these students were, of course, contributing to circularity on campus, and they provided their email to showcase that they wanted to be involved with 2Us in future events to come. The first picture there on the left is showcasing how those students actually changed their behaviors follow to being educated on this content. Since October, we've made great strides in progress. In early fall, we won first place at a pitching competition. We also were involved with the SWANG program this semester, which included having computer science interns. Following this, we invited 2 of the computer science interns to stay on with us for the summer to help us launch this project in the fall, launch this platform in the fall, sorry. As well, we were asked to represent Trinity College Dublin at the UniEgo Summer School next week in Utrecht. And finally, again, throughout the year, collaborating with student societies and clubs to help make an impact on campus. A second use.
One click away, we are to use.
And now for our second project, Script.
Almost 100,000 people migrate to Ireland each year, many with little to no English, and this is only the beginning. So, as we are all aware, Ukraine is facing an unfortunate crisis. There are an estimate that between 1.7 and 8 million people will be displaced across Europe, many traveling towards Western European countries. What these people need is integration into Ireland from day one, with housing, health, and education, as well as employment, to the center of the system. This is where Script comes in. We enable immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers to access their government support in their native language. We are the bridge between those people who fall through administrative gaps and the Irish government. We make everyone count. So, there are 182 languages spoken across the country, but the government forms are only available in 2. So, we've been busy building, and here's how it works. You select your language, you pick the type of form, and you fill your form in your native language from the start. We provide you with a print out, filled in, ready form that will be provided to you, and you only have to sign. So how are we actually doing this? So Script has a comprehensive backend functionality. It has parsing softwares, translations APIs, databases, our own code, Python and PHP, as well as some blood, tears, and sweat to make this happen. That is me. It is me. So, in addition to this, we also have built a CSP security header that is up to 6 levels higher than the current government websites, which is unbelievably crazy. Script is available in 18 languages, and our goal is to make those forms, which there are 126 forms only for social welfare, available to people as fast as possible. Script started off as a sci-fest project, and I was sitting in a room through the pandemic in 5th year, realizing that what I was going through as a 14-year-old translating for my family and my friends was actually a big deal. So I started working on it. Then I met my team at Patch in 2021, a student-run incubator in Dogpatch Labs, where we've talked to Irish Refugee Council, Men's Shed Association, Crosscare, and many other organizations around Ireland. So we've been going through another incubator in Trinity, and we've been recently accepted into Tangent, which have been given us 10,000 funding over the summer and further mentorship to be able to make this a reality. We've also launched our landing page, scriptforms.ie, and we have started making an impact on 200 Ukrainian refugees living in Trinity student accommodation. And we've also made at least 10 people impact in Waterford Irish Men's Shed Association when we went to test out the actual physical forms. They've been used since August 2021, and we're happy to keep going and helping them out. We are working based on immigrant feedback, as well as guided by sustainable development goals. We hope to reduce inequalities, prevent poverty, and provide accessibility to services. Our revenue model, we have two plans. Community plan, where we are reaching out to NGOs and social enterprises for funding, as well as the enterprise plan, where we are translating services provided to corporates. So we are in talks with Bank of Ireland to provide translated bank forms to encourage opening current accounts, Irish current accounts, by immigrants when they move in. So we are working with Fáilte Ireland, who actually have 140 direct provision centres across the country, as well with the Irish Men's Shed Association in Waterford. And we're trying to reach as many immigrants as possible, as well as improving and implementing our technology within local Irish enterprises across the country. Thank you.
We are Enactus TCD, and we believe with these two projects we'll be creating a great impact, changing those access to incomers and new students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, team. That was a good presentation. I have a question about script. It's interesting to see that there are 182 languages spoken now, and I would never imagine that. You have 18 languages already. What's the plan going forward? How many more languages do you want to add in the next year, for example? And the second part of that question is, how long does it take you to onboard a new language? And do you do all the translations using an API, or is there some human element involved?
Thank you so much for the question. So what we're doing right now in regards to it's actually unbelievable that there's only two. And on the human aspect, we'd run the script. So we've tested the most. So in regards to the languages, actually, so the way we selected the top languages that we want to work on is based on the Central Statistics Office census, and based on that, we've placed them in a rank to kind of prioritize which ones need more attention to, while also developing the other ones at a slower rate. As well, in regards to how we're translating it, is we've tested out to see which is the most accurate translation API. And it turns out that Yandex, it's a Russian-based one, it has been the most accurate when we've tested it with native speakers. So we run it, we get a script off that, and we give it to a native speaker, and if there are changes to be made, the native speaker will do it. In terms of translators, we have also volunteers that want to do work and want to make an impact on the social community aspect, as well as professional translators that can also proofread the work of the volunteer. Yeah, thank you.
Well done, that was fantastic. Both great ideas. I have two quick questions around to use. One was there a reason why you didn't consider advertising as a revenue stream for the app? And also, how would you, the larger items of practices that kind of things, how would you work that out in those sorts of? Okay.
Hi, thank you for the question. For the first one, we have considered advertising on our platform, but we haven't done it. We haven't considered it in the first stage because we think it's something that will gain value in the future, because people will want to advertise on our platform as soon as we get more users. So it is further the line something we've considered to try to reduce that commission for students, which is at the end of the day the impact we want to create helping students. And for the second one, for like big big products, as you said, like mattresses. We haven't find a storage place yet on campus, but we believe if in a year we show university the impact we're generating and the result of like how many students want to use our platform, we will be able to find a storage place at least for a week, a year, or a week each semester for people to be able to move around and use that storage place. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Nice job. Two quick questions, which kind of ties into one, but there's various apps out there that can do something similar onto you, so it's not specifically on that. So, first of all, what would you say is your USP? What would you firstly say it is? And then secondly, how are you going to convince students then to use your app as opposed to some of the numerous others that are out there?
So, thank you for your question. So yes, we have explored. There are many competitors out there. For example, Facebook Marketplace itself is a competitor to us because it's so easy for students to go on there and sell something. However, we really want to emphasize that safety, security, and convenience factor of being on campus. And in addition to that, our whole focus is being environmentally driven. So again, we'll start off with the page showcasing the environmental footprint, but long-term, what we want to have is the gamification. So we want it to be integrated on campus, partnership, collaboration with the university, where the more impacts the students make, they receive, it's incentivized. So that's kind of how we'll differentiate ourselves. We haven't found any platform yet that has this specific aspect, so that's how we'll be differentiating ourselves.
Hi, well done with the presentation. For answering questions but just on script, which is a really good idea, I think. How have you engaged though with the government to try and promote what you're doing? It's a brilliant idea.
Thank you. It's the government. So I think the media and the current crisis is forcing the government to do something, considering the fact that they have translated one form for the Ukrainian people. One form for the Ukrainian people. It is unbelievable. And if by any chance I am able to talk to the government, and if anybody has any connections, please reach out to me. Because I am free. Yeah, it is a matter of connection versus how much work I put in. And I do want to connect with as many people as possible and learn from those people as well, because I don't know everything. I just know about my own experiences. I know about the people that I've talked and their experiences. And if I can, by somehow be able to communicate those and implement them into something that is useful to so many people, I will try. So I will try. Yeah. Thank you.